Hi guys, Chris and Jen again here from FitTech, and this is an important video because we're going to give you the power to understand your body a little bit better through these self-tests of mobility, range of motion, movement. And I think it's a great idea. Jen came up with it, and we're going to roll with it. And first of all, when you go through any of these tests on yourself, if you have pain, pain is a sign of something going on. Now, if it's really pain, you're going to have to probably see a doctor or a physical therapist. If it's just, a little sore or uncomfortable, we can definitely work with that. So pain is an important indicator when you're going through any of these tests. 2, we're looking for a normal amount of flexibility. Okay, guys? You don't need to be hyper flexible. We want a good amount of flexibility. And on vice versa, we don't want lack of flexibility because both ends lead to arthritic changes. We want to be kind of in the middle. So that's the second thing we're looking for. And third thing we're looking for is balance, that one side is pretty much similar to the other side. I tell people I'd rather have you tight on both sides than one side loose and one side tight. We want to create balance across your body. So those are the 3 things I always like to point out to people when I'm doing these measurements on them. Don't you agree, Jen?
Yes, Chris.
Okay, good. The first area that we're going to look at is range of motion in the neck. So Jen's going to be the model, which I thought was a great idea. So sit forward, Jen. This is always good to do on yourself in the mirror. Okay, so what I'm going to have her do is just turn her head to the right and then back to the left. Now, when you do that, Jen, can you see the tip of your shoulder?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's important. You should be able to see the tip of your shoulder. If you can't see the tip of your shoulder without turning your eyes, then you're lacking range of motion in your neck in rotation. I want you to look up like there's a light right above you. Do you see my finger?
Yep.
Okay, come back down. So get underneath the light, look up. And we don't want any motion in your torso. You should be able to look straight up and see that light. If you can't see that light, you lack extension in your neck. Same thing looking, I'm going to have you stand up for a sec. I'm going to have you stand up, look down towards your toes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see your toes?
I can.
Okay, sit back down. Looking down, you should be able to see your toes while leaning forward. Hopefully your belly is not in the way. Yeah. So now I'm going to have you laterally flex your head to one side and laterally flex your head to the other side. That's good. She's getting about 20 to 30 degrees of range of motion. Do this in the mirror, and both sides should be about the same. Again, you had no pain doing this, right?
Nope.
So that's a really good sign. Her neck checks out. So do those tests on your neck. See how you do. Let's go to the shoulder now. I'm just going to have you lift your arms over your head, both arms, palms down, come down. Yeah, that's nice range of motion. Now palms up. That looks good. No glitches or pain, no painful arc. Okay.
No painful arc.
And when you see her do that, bring your arm up to the side again. Yeah, all the way up. Terrific. And come down. You're not seeing this kind of shrug in her attempt to do that. It's all coming from the joint in here and through the back, the scapular. You're not seeing the trap hike up. Now, what I want you to do now is cup your shoulder. Can you cup your shoulder? Yep. And then go cup your other shoulder. Yep. So you should be able to cup your shoulder, no problem. Touch your shoulder tip. Now try this. Can you do that? The chicken wing. That should not be painful. If it's painful, it could be a sign that something's really tight in there, bursitis. Again, these are things that you don't do daily, but just doing these motions can tell you a lot about what's going on. So far, you're checking out great, Jen. Good job.
All right.
Okay. Now I'm going to have you bring one hand up straight in front, palms down, and then palms up. No pain doing that?
Nope.
Both sides the same?
Yep.
They look the same. Great. Now I want to have you try to touch your shoulder. You should be able to reach behind you and touch your shoulder blade. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. And do the other side?
Yes.
A difference of an inch or 2 is fine. So his shoulders check out. So do those tests to the side, to the front, the chicken wing, cupping your shoulder. Oh, we forgot the ear. I want you to try to touch your ear without bending your head, okay?
Bending my arm.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. You should be able to touch your ear without like bending your head. It should be very natural. Now, if you have tightness in any of those ranges of motion, we need to work on that because tightness is not going to go away. It's going to get worse as you age. Okay, now we're going to look at the lower back and through the hips. I want you to try to bring your head between your knees. Okay. Now, you should be able to bring your head close to your knees, about 3 inches, or be able to go right between your knees, and there shouldn't be any pain. Okay, I'm going to have you stand up. I want you to lean back as much as you can. Yeah. Any pain?
No.
Okay, great. You should be able to lean back a good 20 to 30 degrees. Again, no pain. Now I'm going to have you bend forward to touch it. Not touch your toes, just bend forward. Come forward and then come back up. Any pain doing that?
No.
Okay. Now I'm going to have you face this way. And I'm going to have you do that again. So I'm going to have you bend forward. Yep. See how she has a nice round curvature here and come back up? Okay, and that should not be painful. Either way, if there's pain, we need to address that. Okay, especially if you go in there, it's like a painful arc, and again, this stuff is not going to go away. As you age, it's going to get worse. So let's address it before it does. Okay, I'm gonna have you sit back down because the rotations. So I'm gonna have you just twist in the seat. Put your hands like this and twist. Yep, and then twist the other side. A good 30 to 40 degrees range of motion, both sides the same. Now, hold your hands like that and bend laterally both sides. Again, 20 to 30 degrees. You should be able to do that, no pain. So she's checking out really good. Hopefully you guys are too. Lower back checked out. Neck checked out, shoulders checked out, lower back. We're doing good. All right. So hopefully,
I am.
yeah, that's why she's doing them. All right. She's great at everything. Now we're going to look at the hips. In the seated position, I just want you to put your ankle on top of your knee. Great. Now, this tibia right here, this bone right here, I'm just going to angle it down, should be about parallel or 30 degrees from the floor. Okay? And she's just about that. Okay, let's compare the other side. Okay. That side's a little bit different, so she might have to address something. You got some tightness going in your right hip. So see how that works? So yeah, you want it about parallel or 30 degrees. Okay, was there any pain? Just tightness?
Just tight.
Okay, so we have to work on some hip mobility, stretching to that hip on her. She probably went out for a hard run today.
No, it was a baby.
Oh, it was a baby. So that being said, she should be working on it. Have you been working on it?
Yes.
Okay. See? He finds out something new every day. Okay, so I'm going to have you stand up. I'm just going to move the chair out of the way. This is another very important test for your hips. A lot of people don't realize, but you have mobility inward and outward of your hips. So stand on your heel and move your toe in and out. See how she has really good range of motion? You can see what the patella is moving. That should be about at least 20 degrees of motion each way, and both sides should be the same. If you're finding like it's actually painful or hard to do, we need to work on that. If there's pain, it could be an early sign of arthritis. There was no pain doing that.
No pain.
Terrific. We're done with the hips, so hopefully you did the seated one on yourself. Okay, hopefully you did the internal external rotation. There was no pain. You had some good motion through the hips. Now we're going to stand, use the wall. I'm just going to direct this down, and you're going to put your toe about 4 inches from the wall, so right here. Good. Now this is a very important test. Actually, do the other one, Jen. Okay. Other foot.
Oh.
Yeah, other foot. This is a very important test. It's called the lunge test. It's a measure of gastroc soleus flexibility. So standing about 4 inches from a wall, you should be able to keep your foot flat, and touch that wall. So come forward. Perfect. Okay. Come back another 2 inches. Ideally, if you're an athlete, it should be about 6 inches being able to touch the wall. Do that again. Perfect. Now do the same thing on the other side. Again, I should have stated that. Perfect, Jen. Looks good. I should have stated that all these tests are in a PDF on the website. So if you don't want to go through this video or remember some, it's all written out for you. So calves are looking good. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to hold on to something because I don't want you to flip over, and I want you to bring your ankle up to your buttock. Yes, so that looks really good. You should be able to grab your ankle and be able to touch your buttock or come within 2 to 3 inches of touching your buttock. You know, a lot of people can't bring it up that high and touch their buttock. So at least 3 inches is a measure of quad flexibility. A lot of my runners are really tight through here, and sometimes they develop patellofemoral issues. And just by loosening up with the quad with like a foam roller and stretching really does the trick. So she checked out on that leg. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Awesome. Great. Okay, we're going to round it up the series of tests on the table. Head down there, Jen. Awesome. Let's look at the hamstring real quick here. Now, you want to keep your back flat, knee locked when you go into a hamstring flexibility measure. And people think that they have to get it all the way up to their head to 90 degrees. But I'm usually looking for about 70 degrees, which Jen is at here, to 80 degrees. Okay? So within that range, 70 to 80 is where I like to see people. You know, less than that, maybe 60 is okay, but much less than that, we want to work on that a little bit. Again, we're looking for normal amount of flexibility, average. We don't have to be hyper flexible. Let's just see how you do here, Jen. Oh, wow, that's 90. Well above 90, good. Of course, you want to compare sides. Like I say, you want them about the same. Keep the knee locked. That's about the same. Terrific. All right, so she checked out there. I think she's doing a wonderful job modeling too. Bend your knee. Now, this is a great hip flexor test that you can do. You're going to bring your knee up to your chest, all the way up. Have your knee come close to your chest, thigh touching your body, and see what your leg does. See how her leg stays flat? If your leg comes up like that doing this test, let's do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, your hip flexors are nice and loose. If it comes up like that when you're doing the test, your hip flexors are tight. And believe me, having tight hip flexors can cause a lot of problems, so you don't want to go there, all right? Lie on your side. So she's checking out there, good hip flexors. Now you lie on your side doing this test, and what you're going to do, you're going to try to keep your pelvis perpendicular with the floor. When I work with people, I ask if I can put my hand here and just bring their leg back, and that knee should drop. A tight IT band will have the knee hiked up like that or hiked up a little bit. No, it should drop. And if that's the case, we have to loosen the muscles through here, the tension fasciae lata, and the gluteal muscles through here in our IT band. And tight IT bands can cause problems. All the general tightness can cause problems. Flip over, let's test the other side. Okay, bring this back. Great. See how it goes right down? Terrific. Okay, you can stand up. So, come to think of it, I knew that she had a tight hip. She complains about it all the time and asked me to work on it. And I try sometimes, but yeah, you have to work on these things because if you don't, things will get worse. Do you have anything to add? You're pretty flexible.
Yes.
Yes.
I have nothing to add.
Yeah, nothing to add. No. I thought that was helpful. Did I
Very,
explain?
Yeah.
Did I explain it pretty well?
Yep.
If she's telling me I explained it well, she's my definitely biggest critic. So, guys, you be safe, and we'll hopefully see you soon.